Messages prior to banning. Marijuana with PCP. I have done 3 MEO PCP, 3 HO PCP, 3 MEO PCE, 3 HO PCE. I used to be addicted to kratom. Kratom? Dude, WTF is happening? Why do I get the most insane deja vu moment watching the stream? What the heck is happening, chat? I just came out of work and swear I saw a live notification. Dude, please stop doing ketamine. Your child will never recover if she learns her dad is not a PCP guy. Yes, but maybe you would recognize your obsession with talking about the importance of being a parent is clearly born out of an insecurity you seem to have with how your job is viewed in terms of importance by broader society. Open quotation mark. Hey guys, I play 25 hours a week and I work out. LOL, what a bunch of losers. Northernlion banned this person. View on ban request. 1 second, it's loading. It is quite long. My man, I don't even shit on entertainers usually because we are all crushed under the same boot, but you can't compensate one insecurity of yours, which you have according to your plumber story, by shitting on thousands of people. This is when I was talking about exercise is good for you. It really sucks to come home after 10 hours at the pharmacy and hear some dude reminding me I should do sport. The same way it sucks when I say, which I don't believe, stuff about the importance of your job. I watch The Librarian mostly anyway, comrade. What the hell? Well, I leave that one in your hands, Watanabe. I really expected... Sorry, I went too far. That is not the way that went. I gotta respect you for sticking to your guns. So I'm gonna leave that one in limbo for now. We should let I'm sure Librarian will clip this and put it in a compilation. We could have a referendum in the comments on the Librarian of Laterno. I'll respect the referendum, but I will say it's going to be one of those referendums where it needs to be like 70% in favor of on banning. Because at least 30% of people are going to say on ban just for the meme. So in order to compensate for that, I need to see a 70-30 plurality. This is not a 50-50 situation. Hey, America, if you think that 60% is a pass and that's the way it should be in the rest of the world, then in Canada now, 70% is a referendum victory, okay? How are you younger than Germa? I was born after him. How does being old feel? Here's one thing I would say. Being old allows you to have a long-term time horizon for your thoughts and the consequences of them. So you don't understand that you, as like a 28-year-old, when you're saying 35 is old, like in 7 years, your ass is like 98% likely to still be alive. And then you're going to have to deal with the fact that you called a 35-year-old old, and thus you'll now think of yourself as old. So it really serves you poorly to poke fun at someone for something that you are probably going to experience yourself, if you're lucky. The alternative is worse, for sure. I mean, you can say this is cope if you want, but I'm living it, and you're just, you know, shitposting about it online. Other people in their 30s may feel different, or they may feel the same. Feel free to chime in. It definitely feels better to be, for me, in my 30s than in my 20s. You don't really start the decaying process for a little while, I think. Like, you're decaying a little bit, but like, it's not like listen, without being insanely rude, a lot of the people right now that are like old ass, like your body's decaying. I'm like, brother, you're 26. What's your excuse? Like, look at your profile photo. Okay? Like, you can still, in your 30s, you can make up for the fact you're getting a little bit more drag, but you can just crank up the engines a little bit and stay relatively homeostatic. You know, unless you're a professional athlete, it's not really like an enormous problem. Like, I would be past my peak in the NFL right now for sure, but we ain't in the NFL. You know, the average person my age does like 8 minutes of cardiovascular exercise a day. It's not that hard to peak in your 30s versus, you know, in your 20s, in my opinion. Because in your 30s, you have a little bit more of an uphill battle, but it's not that much. And in your 20s, everything's going right, but most people just can't seem to put it together, myself included. You could be in the best shape of your life at 25 if you wanted to be. But instead of doing like 30 minutes of cardiovascular exercise, you're like, maybe I'll just play 2 more games of League of Legends. You know? When you're in your 30s, it becomes easier to, in my opinion at least, in my experience, it becomes easier to prioritize the stuff in your life that you think will actually matter. Because I think you get rid of the cope that's like, I'm gonna be the first dude ever that like, just from pure luck, doesn't actually experience the negative effects of aging. At some point, you just reach an age where you're like, that shit is gonna happen to me. And you either make a choice, like, are we going out, you know, in a graceful way, or are we going out in a blaze of glory? I'd rather go out as a graceful Andy. So you kind of, you know, you learn to accept reality on its own terms instead of delusionally. Hang on. Before I fight this guy, this one's gonna feel good. Mad Andes when they're in the on-ban requests. It was just a joke. What did he say? Okay, well here's what he said. It was the thing that everybody's been getting banned for lately. It was a bad faith, open quotation mark of something that I didn't say. They said, I have a 25-hour, open quote, I have a 25-hour work week and I work out a little bit. You guys are big losers. That's not what I said. First off, last week I think I only worked for like 20 hours. Secondly, on top of that, I didn't call anybody a loser. I just said like, my ass is less of a loser in my mid-30s than I was in my mid-20s. Because your brain gets better, or at least mine did. Obviously, it didn't work for everybody. But they might be 19, I don't know. Did they get timed out or banned? That's a perma. But a perma is really just a timeout you have to apologize for. If you go into the on-ban request and you say, sorry, that was over the line, it takes swallowing your pride a little bit, and that's not an easy thing for everyone to do, myself included, then you get on-banned.